Are you new to FragPunk and you have no idea what to do? Well, then you're in the right place. Hey guys, Nightfall here, and I know a lot of you may be new to FragPunk, and some of you may be watching this video and you may have been playing the game since launch, and this video is kind of for both, but this is more so geared towards all of the new players first and foremost. There will be a couple tips in this video that maybe some of the veteran players need to know as well. But let's start with some of the basics. And before we even dive into the game, I want to talk about some stuff that's happening outside of the game. There's a lot of talk about low player count and potentially the game shutting down, and that's causing people not to buy skins or really anything in the game at a time where they're bringing back some of the coolest skins in the Kismet shop. Now, of course, if everybody has this mindset that we're afraid that the game's going to shut down, so we don't want to put money into it, inevitably the game is going to shut down if enough people have that mindset. Thankfully, I spend enough money on this game to keep it going for the long term, but understand when people reference player count, they're referring to a specific set of players who only play on Steam. At any given time, you could look at the player count on Steam, and it's usually somewhere between 2,000 to 3,000 players, but understand that that's not including anybody who plays on literally any other launcher, including the loading bay launcher, which is NetEase's main launcher, kind of like COD has BattleNet and Fortnite has Epic. But there's a whole player population that you probably don't even see that play in China, and not to mention all of the console players. In addition to that, that number that people throw around is peak concurrent players, or just active players at the moment, meaning people who are currently logged into the game through Steam. So what I like to do to get a realistic player count, and this is probably still shortballing it, is whatever the active player count is at the time that you check it, just double it, because you have to understand that sometimes 12 hours from that point, there's going to be a whole new population of players on, but it's still the same number. So there's 2,000 now, 2,000 later, you double that because they're two different sets of 2,000 people, and you get 4,000. But like I said, it varies anywhere between 2 to 3,000. So let's just say 2,500 times 2, 5,000 players. That's on Steam. Now, if you just exclude any of the other Epic Game Launcher or Loading Bay or anything like that and just strictly go to console, if there was 5,000 players on each platform, Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, that's about 15,000 players that log in every single day to this game. And again, I feel like that's on the lower end because that's also not including, like I said, anybody playing in China, which mostly play on the Loading Bay launcher, or your couple hundred people that probably play on Epic. Regardless, the number that people throw around is very skewed, so don't take that as there's only 2,000 people who play this game. So now that we got the elephant in the room addressed and out of the way, I want to talk about some basic tips that I wish I knew when I first started the game, because a lot of things have changed since I first started playing. The first thing I want you guys to understand is all of the menus and the sub-menus, because they can be very intimidating and you could be missing out on a lot of free stuff. So when the game first came out, there used to be a couple more icons down at the bottom right, and they actually moved one for your scavenger in. So if you press escape on keyboard and mouse, or whatever this button on the bottom left says, if you're on console, if you click that, and then you'll see all the extra icons here. What you're looking for is this one right here where mine says new. If you click on that, you'll see that my scavenger imp has just been scavenging Glue Knight coins. You want to make sure you collect these every 24 hours as it fills up. And if you're just starting, he may not collect as much as he's collecting for me because mine's level 23. I'll show you where that gets upgraded in just a moment. And yours might also be collecting gold instead of Glue Knight. Collecting gold is a good idea if you're still collecting all the Lancers, but once you have all of the Lancers, you might not need gold anymore. So what you want to do is switch it to Glue Knight, and the way to do that is if you purchase the monthly or yearly subscription, you have access to let the imp collect Glue Knight coins instead of gold. But let's go ahead and back out to our home screen now and talk about a couple other things, including account level and how you upgrade that imp. Now, I personally don't have this section in my activity tab, but this is where you would find it. And in order to get here, when you're on your main screen, it's going to be right here on the right side of your screen. Just click on activity and then go ahead and look through all of these different things, there's usually a lot of stuff going on at once. And if you're new to the game or returning to the game, you're going to have a few more things here that I do not have. But essentially, the one you're looking for that I was referring to is like account level or account progression or something. Somebody let me know down in the comments if you have it still. But basically, I think once you reach level 40 or 50 or something, that's really all you need to get to unlock everything. The key thing with this section is just to make sure that you're going in here, and you'll see little dots on all these or little new things, and you can go in and make sure you're claiming all of your things that you've earned. One of the major complaints I see from new players, and really a lot of players that still play this game, is the amount of stuff that you have to claim. They say it makes it feel like a mobile game, and I get it, I do. But on the flip side to that, you're getting a lot of stuff for free, and I'm talking like good stuff for free, for simply playing the game. Now, when that became a bad thing, I'm not sure, but I think we need to get over that. The next thing for all you new players, and especially the lower ranked players, meaning plat and below, make sure you're using your relics, especially in your ranked games, and for everybody in standard games. The way you can locate your relics is by going to your shard card section at the top, and then go to relic. Each of these relics do different things, and I think most of them you have to unlock with gold, or you unlock by leveling up your account. I'm not really sure. As you can see, I'm level 227, so it's been a while. But these relics can really help you out in the game and could help you make it from plat to diamond. Keep in mind that once you get to diamond, relics are no longer a thing in ranked, so don't be shocked once you get there and you can't activate them. Now, I'm loaded here in the training base because I want to show you guys one thing that I see a ton of players struggle with, and sometimes I'm guilty of this as well, and it's definitely a hard habit to break. And even up into Masters and Punk Master, I see this mistake being made way too often for the rank that they are, and it's crosshair placement. So many times, people will have their crosshair placed like this, swinging corners, and I just don't understand why. Sometimes it's even lower, like it's down here on the floor, and I'm just wondering what you guys are shooting at, because it's not going to be a person, and it's definitely not going to be their head. You might be shooting their feet, and if the card heads and toes is active, that might be okay, but most times it's not going to be active. So when you come around this corner here and you swing this and your crosshair's down here, you're going to shoot his feet, and you're only going to do 24 damage. Whereas if you're swinging this corner aiming head level, you're going to kill him almost instantly. So if you need to, what I would suggest is go into the training range and just run around with your crosshair at head level. Mainly you want to focus on these three guys here because those two are crouching back there and everybody else is up on a little pedestal. So you just want to get used to having your crosshair head level, or even put something on your screen, like a piece of tape or something, because shooting someone in the head is going to kill them a lot faster than shooting them in the body. Now, there are tons of tips and tricks and just little things to watch out for, especially when you're new to the game, and it would be impossible for me to fit them all into a 10 to 15 minute video. So this one, I just kind of wanted to address the player count thing because it's something that's brought up a lot, and I think it deters a lot of players from playing the game or just sticking around with the game. Yes, it does affect queue times, and sometimes they can be long. And yes, sometimes in the lower ranks, there are bots. And yes, in standard, there is bots. But realistically, you have to ask yourself, would you rather wait 30 minutes for a game and play with all real players? Or would you rather wait 5 to 10 minutes and have maybe 2 or 3 bots in your games? Anyway, if you want more tips and tricks or just a community to chat with that plays this game on a daily basis, I do stream almost every single night on Twitch, Kick, and right here on YouTube, usually starting between 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So feel free to swing by. Make sure to follow all the channels, especially if you want to stay up to date on all the new things coming to FragPunk. You can see based on the Battle Pass timer, we are now 9 days away from the new chapter. That means new Lancer, potentially, hopefully, a new map, new Battle Pass, new content, lots of stuff going to be coming. And I feel like this one's going to be big because this last update was kind of underwhelming. Really, the only thing that we got was a new Lancer and this new game mode Toy Frontline. So I think a lot of their attention was focused solely on that. And now that they don't really have that to worry about, I think this is going to be a huge update with balance changes, nerfs, buffs, map changes, just a bunch of stuff. I have high hopes for this new chapter, so make sure you hit that like button down below, subscribe to the channel. If you're on mobile, make sure you hit the hype button after you like this video, as it really helps the exposure on these videos, helps push this video out to more people, and hopefully we get more people coming in to play FragPunk and try it out, and maybe we can get them to stay this time. But if you want to help out all the newbies, make sure to go down below in the comments and let me know what is the one thing that you would have wished you had known when you first started playing FragPunk, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.